Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Studio Live today, and more importantly, welcome to Your Music Live for yet another week. My name is Pete, and on this show, we showcase your music. That's right, we spend the next hour to 2 hours, depends how many songs I have in my list here, going through and checking out all of the music that you have been sharing with me. The first question I usually get is, how do I share my music with you, Pete? Well, you can email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com, and you need to put YML in the subject line and give me 1 or 2 sentences about your song. That will help ensure that when we get to playing it, we can actually play it and share it with the community here on Studio Live today. Speaking of the community here on Studio Live today, we have a bunch of folks who are here live with us today. Let's say g'day to a few of those. We have Darren Daniluk is here, Skinny Wizard of Iron Meadow, Desolate Morning, 6-string gunner, Jade Star, the person that you least expected. What are you doing here? Tom Rochelle, SM Borthwick is here, Stu Cash, Binny Sandu, I've got Metallion 58, Patrick Chandler, Tono is here. I hope you are doing well. 1000 Watts, Langston Reist and Ake Royal Music. I hope everyone is having a great time and enjoying yourself. Bubba, hello. Hey all, long week and glad to be here. I hear that. Jade, one of our moderators, has just put a little instruction bit down below to show you how, if you want to share your music, you can do that right here on the show. And we did start off. We're going to dive straight into the music this week, only a couple of minutes in. As you heard at the start, we had some music to kick off the show. And that was indeed Jade Starr's band Utensils. And it's a track called Video Killed the Reality Star. So I really like the intro of that song. And that's why I wanted to play the intro in the intro of the show. And it's sitting there playing in the background. So we're going to jump back over to that now and take a listen to a little more of it. So why don't we do that now? We'll come back over here to my desktop. Yep, everything is working as it should. Let's pump up the volume and see where we're at with this. My favorite, probably my favorite Jade Star track of all time. Definitely my favorite Utensils track. Technology Killed the Reality Star. Let's take a listen here on Your Music Live.
Computers now have primary control of critical functions.
Simply have to listen to that entire song. It is 11 minutes and 11 seconds long, so I can't play the whole tune here, sadly, but it is a journey. It's actually one of my favorite songs to run to. Not that I've been doing much running lately because it's been cold and I've been lazy, but it's a great song. It's on my running playlist because just that like driving along, yeah. Love it. But that was if you're not awake, you are now. And I know it's morning time for me. It's probably afternoon or evening for you, depending where you are in the world. But what did you think of that? Let me know. If you are here live, throw your comments and let me know. We will get onto some more tunes in just a moment. Let's see what we've got. Legs to Reese, cool music, critical functions. Tom Rochelle, really great tune, really clever idea. I didn't realize the first time I heard it what it was based on. Yeah, it is brilliant, and again, one of my favorite tunes that Jade has done. Darren Dadalux is very cool. The person you least expected. Now, this is music. I agree. Ian, like the music they put an intro of a crime or hacker movie. Yeah. John Gray says, already love it. Siaz, loving it so far. Desla Morning getting dancy in here. SM Borthwick, this is very fine. Too many superlatives, too many people sounding nice, saying nice things. Desolate Morning says, I need more coffee. So do I. I didn't bring the coffee this week. I'm on the water for me. So no red today, although I'm wearing my red Foo Fighters shirt. I think I've said hello to everyone that's here. If not, definitely say g'day and put any comments or any questions you have as we go through down below. The show today is brought to you by Studio Live Today. So I am my own sponsor. So if you want to support me, support the channel, head over to studiolivetoday.com. You can check out the gear guide. You can check out Patreon. You can donate to the channel on PayPal or do a super chat here on YouTube. There are many, many ways, but the best way you can support me is to keep watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. Share with your friends. If I play your song, or even if I don't, if you enjoy the shows here, share them with your friends. That helps me out big time. Let's continue on here. I've put that in my tracks played. I'm going to go back to my folder here and see who we've got next. I was going to say on the chopping block. That's not the right words for it, but something like that. Righty dokie. Let's grab this one. What have we got here? So this one's from Chase Pachunak. Hello to you, Chase Pachunak. It's a SoundCloud track here. It says, probably around my 50th song. It's been over a year since I started trying to make music, and thank you for listening. Well, no, thank you for sharing. We're going to bring this one up over here on my screen, get ourselves all ready and all primed and all pumped. As usual, I haven't set a plug-in to not autoplay things, which I've been meaning to do for a very long time. Let's take a listen to this one. So this is View. Oh yeah, look at this. Does anyone else get this? I need to just basically say sorry, SoundCloud. I'm not going to try Pro. I'm not interested in your Pro version. Anyway, let's take a listen to this one. This is a tune, View the Ghost, The Type of Way, and we're going to listen to it live here on Your Music Live.
I could write 100 songs. I could write 100 songs. Yeah, yeah. I could write 100 songs, but I ain't saying shit. Recently it just feels like I'm singing just to save a bit of sanity, cause I forget exactly why I started this. Am I going crazy? I can't tell cause this is kinda lit. Tell me, am I getting it? Get some marijuana lit, mixing up my substances and subsequently making it. I ain't even feeling shit, maybe more than I'll admit, but I'm still making music just to prove that I'm a hypocrite. So if I scream too loud, would you feel any time away? And when the beat fades out, would you feel what I'm trying to say? Everybody wanna flex, nobody wanna cry. Everybody wanna be the one who never told a lie. And honestly, I'm on that vibe. Honesty's so hard to find. Tell me I'm clueless, but if I prove it, I'ma fucking shine. Why do you try to control? Reality ain't televised. Nobody know how to go. Everybody stay inside.
What a start to the show, hey? Oh, this is why I love doing this, because you never quite know. When I hit that play button, I never know what to expect. And more often than not, I'm kind of blown away by what I actually play. That rhymes, and you know that rhymes. Very, very cool. How good was that? Yeah, there you go. View the Ghost, The Type of Way. I like when you hear a fusion style where you don't quite know, you can't put your finger on exactly what the type of music is. So I listen to that and I hear a lot of sort of the 90s, 2000 kind of pop punk bands in there. There's obviously a little bit of hip hop and R&B sound. It's got a beat behind it that just kicks it and drives it along. The timing in that was perfection. This is a good example of how timing can make or break a track. So the lyrics, the delivery of the lyrics were right in the pocket every time. There was no bit where you're like, so I've done a few songs. I did a song called Imagination, and I like the song, but I'm not a rapper, and I'm not particularly good with hip hop lyrics. I don't have any flow, I think is what people say. So when I'm trying to do something like that, I'll just miss little bits where I'm not quite in the zone. But this particular track, right in the zone. Really good. Subject matter sounded really, really cool. Liked the lyrics in there. Really passionate. And again, when I talk about folks in the studio singing at 100% as opposed to singing within themselves, this is an example of singing at 100%. You can feel the passion. You can feel that nothing is being left in the tank and being held back. It's just all systems go forward. So very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see if folks have got some comments here. SM Borthwick said, really well done. Liked the little guitar stabs in there. Noel says it was perfect and professionally mixed and mastered. Yeah, it just sounded good. Patrick Chandler, brilliant. John Gray, genreless. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Genreless. Bad Dog says solid. Stu Cash, that's quality. Italian, nicely done. Well mixed, like the style. Yeah, me too. Sauce 17 beats. I could hear this on the radio. Well done. Yeah, absolutely. Tom Rochelle, good mastering and production. It just came together nicely, didn't it? Jade Star said, digging this, nicely produced. Yeah, I like it. And it was, so someone said at the start, it sounds like a hip hop song. And I'm like, it does, but it's not. Like it is, it's genreless. I'm going to steal and use the word genreless. I'm going to steal with pride. I'm going to borrow it. Let's continue on, shall we? Because we got so much time and so little to do. No, switch that, reverse it. Alrighty, let's move on. We've got Juno has sent a track here. Juno says, hi Pete, I'll bring the thing over here so I'm looking at the camera. Hi Pete, I learned a lot from your channel and very grateful for the vids you produce. Keep it up, man. I shall indeed. I know you barely cover rap and hip hop. Well, I do on your channel, but I'd love to get an open-minded and focus on the production on this beat I made when you come across this. Well, I'm coming across it now and we're going to look at it now. So let me just copy this one and we're going to bring it over into the screen and take a look at this one. So we've got a YouTube video here, which we'll quickly pause. So it's not going to play. So this is Levels, a Post Malone type beat produced by Juno Music here on Your Music Live. So let's cue this sucker up. We'll bring it on over and we'll hit the play button and take a listen to this beat, Levels, Post Malone type beat by Juno. Very cool. A very solid beat there. So, yeah, you're right. Look, it's not my particular specialist genre. It's not something that I know a heap about. But, yeah, I hopefully can give some guidance around what works and what doesn't. Because I think all type of music has to do a couple of things, in my opinion. Going to get on my soapbox here, but it needs to create some sort of emotion, and it needs to have variety. It needs to keep the listener interested. There's very few songs that do the same thing over and over again. I mean, what is it? Around the world, like Daft Punk, maybe they're the exception. But if you listen to Daft Punk tracks, that what's going on behind that, even when there's a repetitive bit, what's going on behind is constantly evolving and changing. So the reason I like that sort of beat is that there's a lot going on there. In the digital copy and paste world of music production, it's often easy to make things sound pretty darn boring. So if you got a nice 808 beat, you got a nice bass riff, you got a nice sort of top or hi-hat bit, then you just put that the whole way through and you're like, there's my beat, I'm done. And it's like, no, it needs to do something. So that one had the rise and fall, it had the dynamics in there, and it had that build up. And what I love is, I love a build that doesn't drop. I think I said this on the show 2 weeks ago, but when I'm listening to something like that, I love it where it's like a lot of lo-fi sort of chill hip hop stuff's doing that these days, and I really appreciate that. So very good. Thank you so much for sharing here. The person you least expected, Daft Punk, is legit. Yeah, totally. Love that. Noel says it wasn't too much hip hop, it's more a singing beat. Yeah, could be. Could be singing over the top of that. I'm just saying here, is chillness a word? Sure. J Star says simple, clean, nice little chill beat. Yeah. Tom Rochelle, very professional sounding beat. It's got those tuned 808s we like. Yeah, tuned 808s have been popular in recent weeks. I like that. Person you least expected, chill vibes. QB the Penguin. Cool name. My kids were watching Happy Feet just last night. I can vibe with this beat. Siaz says, I like the chillness of this beat. Absolutely. Valium FM is in the house. Always good to see you, my friend. Alrighty. I need a mute button on my mixer here. I have a volume fader, but I often don't reach it in time when I need to cough. Bubba says, here's a little something for your habit, Pete. What habit do I have? What habit? I have plenty of habits. Maybe it's for the happy hour. Maybe I'll go buy myself a nice boutique six-pack. But no, thank you, Bubba. Bubba is a super kind, donates to the channel on a regular basis, and he has thrown a super generous super chat of $25 here in the chat. So thank you so much, Bubba. Your ongoing support is super duper appreciated. All right, have I put that track there? I have. I've copied and pasted that. YouTube's still playing in the background, so we better stop that before we lose what's going on. Where were we up to? Hello. Says, hi, mate. It's me again. It's me. Hi, me. Here's a brand new single, Stranger. It's of my brand new album, Late Night Dreaming. Would mean a lot if you could check this out. Well, guess what? We are about to check this out. This is from Evolution. So Evolution UK. We're going to bring this one over into the screen. I know, everyone loves the commentary of where I tell you what I'm doing. So this is Late Night Dreaming, Evolution UK. We have heard from this artist before. We played a track maybe 3 weeks ago, so but we will play this new one. Does have parental advisory, explicit content, so please, if there's any minors in the room, tell them to get back to work and go back in the mine and get you some coal. 3, 2, 1. All right, just getting the edit point so I can cut out that dad joke after the fact. Let's jump in and take a listen to Evolution, Strangers, the official music video, and this is out now. So we're going to hit play and take a listen here on Your Music Live.
Your love for me was a money changer. Oh, how I felt like a massive stranger. Look into the future, selling our rings. Oh, how my love for you felt deeper. Waking up as a random stranger on the floor of their room. Walls on the ground as far as that I can see. Last night was a wild one. You looked to me, I'm desperate looking for fun. Sipping on this Serrano. Yeah, hey, we're gonna get to the point that you're winking at me. Giving us all come back to how the whole lot staring at us that night. You're telling me you wanna leave. Come on, girls, walk out the door, play make-believe. Make-believe, we'll play a game of make-believe. Your love for me was a money changer. Oh, how I felt like a massive stranger, looking to the future, selling our rings. Oh, how my love for you fell deeper, opening each chapter. The way you acted was like a hungry velociraptor. Now I'm guessing we're made of strangers, we're made of strangers, we're made of strangers. One of my fun up the very next day, take it on the fresh ran away. Keep my love.
This week, we're starting strong, yeah? We've got some really strong contenders here right up front. And I say contenders, there is no competition, but as you may know. But yeah, like, what do I have to say about that? Well, here's a little, not my guilty pleasures, but I did like back in the days, I liked me some Pet Shop Boys. I liked me some Devo and The Streets, Mike Skinner, The Streets, one of my favourite artists from sort of the 90s, 2000s era. That style of music is something that's really, really cool. I like the catchy hook chorus that you had in there. I liked the verses. Thought the vocals could have come up a little bit. It was a little bit drowned out by the beat and by the backing track in the verses. So I thought your vocals, if you added, but hey, this is coming from a guy who mixes his vocals way too loud and always has to turn them down. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, again, I love the passion. You can hear when someone is just giving it their all. Love the passion, love the 100% on the vocals, and just be doing your thing. So thank you so much for sharing. Did I put that in? Yes, I'm getting better at this. I'm already while I'm listening, I'm putting the links in the description. By the way, if you do want to check out the entire songs, any of these that we've been listening to, which I highly recommend, you can support the artist, subscribe to their SoundClouds and YouTubes. They're all down in the description. So when we get to the end of this show, just go back to the description. I'll save it in there, and then you'll be able to see them all in order, so you can go back and listen in and take a listen to the full tracks. Tom Rochelle says, I like this rap. It's different and unique. I was just worried he was going to fall in the water walking backwards like that. I was watching the video, and at one point it sort of looked like he looked over his shoulder. Although here's the thing, the videos probably would have got like 10 times as many views if he was like trying to record a music video and did actually fall into the water. Because apparently people enjoy seeing pain and suffering in others. Yay! Dan Marino says, all tunes are so professionally produced, it's crazy how good, guys. It totally is, isn't it? Absolutely. Ian says, I'm not going to lie, it's a tiny bit chavvy, otherwise decent. I don't know the word chavvy, but I can't imagine it's good. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Billy Sandu says, love the drums and the expressiveness. Yep. Totally. I'm trying not to cough in your ear today. And I'm okay. It's just early morning. Haven't quite woken up. Need to have another coffee voice. Desolate Morning says I could use a little more vocals. Yeah. Cool tune. So Chinton says cool tune. Rap vocals seem too dry. Yep. I reckon so. Cool. Nice. Valium likes the dad joke. Yeah, I thought that would be. I know there's a few folks who are into the dad jokes around here, so I always throw them out there for a little bit of fun. 1000 Watts says pretty good, just needs less reverb on the vocals. So there you go. And this is why I love getting all the feedback from folks here, because we had one person say vocals too dry, one person says needs too much reverb on the vocals. So yeah. It's around there. Valium says chavvy, and he's laughing. So it's obviously a term that I'm unfamiliar with, which is okay. I don't mind. I lost my ability to be embarrassed by anything a long time ago. So people are like, I get comments that are like, oh, you don't even know what flingwang means. And I'm like, nah, no clue. Feel free to continue calling me it, because it's not going to offend me in the slightest, because I got no idea what you're talking about, because I'm an old man. Let's move on, because I am an old man and I only have a limited amount of time to focus and concentrate. Let's have a look. What have we got coming up here? I don't think I've played this one before. I might have played this artist before, but this is definitely a new track because it was only sent to me a couple of weeks ago. So we are going, and it was sent to me the day that we did the last show. So I'm at the point where these must be tracks I haven't played because we're at the date of the last show. And these all came in after or during when I was doing the show last time. So we'll bring this one up. This is from, so the email's from Caleb. Let's see, I'll just make sure the artist name also matches and is Caleb. Yes, it is. Caleb El Veldaduro with Muevelo. This is another track. Yeah, I recognize the picture here, and I think from memory, I enjoyed the track that we heard from this artist last time. So I'm sure we're going to be in for something cool here. So let's bring it up. There's a little baby with sunglasses. Let's take a listen to this one, Muevelo by Caleb El Verdadero, here on Your Music Live. Very cool, fun little track. Was that the one we did actually play? Now I'm second guessing myself, and maybe it was. I seem to recall having some comments, but it may just be that it was a similar track that we played. Someone here live is going to be able to remember. But there you go. We gave it a spin again. It came through as another email. My system here is not flawless because it's literally just an email through. By the way, if you do want to contribute to future shows, we've got enough for today's show, but for a future show, email pete@studiolivetoday.com, YML in the subject, and a couple of sentences about your song. But I like that because, I mean, the songs we get here span all genres, they span all styles. I think folks in the past, and it might have been on this exact track, have mentioned the auto-tune. I think auto-tune works for some songs. It works for a song like that. I'm not the hugest fan of it for every single track, but yeah, it works and it's in the vibe of that. I like the fact that the beat there had a lot more going on to it. So if you listen, was there a cat meow at some point? I like things that just pique your interest, that you're listening along and you're listening and you're like, oh, that's happening. And then something unusual happens and it kind of makes you think, what exactly was that? So there's some of the things that I thought was cool in that one. So thank you, Caleb, for sharing your tune. So Barry Tompkins says, I like it. Oh, have I got my screen back over here? Yeah, I do. Barry Tompkins, I like it a lot. Biddy Sandu, really well mixed. Where are we? Medallion says, "Oh man, wait till you get to my age, 61." Yeah, I realize that. I'm 41, and I'm. Here's the thing: I'm probably more offensive by saying I'm an old man for folks who are older than me than I am. I'm just trying to be funny. It's my attempt at humor. I'm not very good at it. Righty dokey. Yeah, telling me that I'm young. But again, I know that there's a lot of folks here. Would you believe that the biggest demographic here on the channel is 18 to 25? I was absolutely shocked by that. I honestly thought it would be my age. It would be like the 35 to 45 sort of range, or perhaps even 25 to 35. But no, apparently young people, you're young people. You like yourself some of the studio live today, you do. So sorry, we've moved off a bit from the track, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Now Jade has clarified here that a chav, also chava and scally in parts of northern England, is a British pejorative term used to describe an antisocial lower-class youth dressed in sportswear. Okay. What would we call that in Australia? We don't really have them in Australia. I mean, we do, but they're just people that are trying to be like American gangster, or I guess that style. I don't know. I can only think of bogan, which we have here in Australia. I guess there's the sort of upper middle bogan. We're getting way off track. We're getting super off track. How about we get back to some music before I go down the rabbit hole of talking about age demographics and colloquial, slightly offensive terms for people. But there you go. I've learnt something today, which I'll put away in the bank and store for another time. Let's jump over here. We've got another track that we're going to listen to here. This is from an artist called Plastic. Now, I know that we've had this person on the live stream a few times before, and I'm pretty sure we've shared one of their tracks before. This one is called Article 3 Morse Code, and it says it's a visual video. This is an interesting one. So this is my new project with more recent music. Compared to Plastic Man having older stuff. Okay, here you go. Article B. Sorry. It's Article B, not Article 3. Again, this is my problem being so uncool. So it's article like that pipe symbol and then the number 3, but it's actually Article B because that's how we roll. Righty dokey. Let's subscribe and let's like. Let's turn up the volume and listen to music before Pete gets himself completely tongue-tied here and starts making more inappropriate comments that are not related to music. So here we go. This is Article B with Morse Code here on Your Music Live.
Morse code. Dot dot dash dash flow. Suited up signal out tonight. Stress call service, full bars, superhuman might super all the way. Listen closely, lose you, just my ears open wide, brain a little wider. Code faster, faster than wipers. Double time, triple time, just to get mine over matter. Maybe antimatter, throw some paint splatter. No delay, full speed, swirl it all around. Get you hypnotized, lost in the sound. Code unbreakable, but didn't you know? Educate yourself, then maybe you'll break it down. My flow glow in a dark night beacon. Spark light, not the deacon. Poseidon still riding shotgun, that's my fleet. In battle, ship you off to my planet where you can't delete. Can you read my Morse code? Something encryptic in between flow. Dot dot dash flow. Incredible is how I go. Can you read my Morse code? Something encryptic.
Really like that. That hook will probably be in my head for a while to come. Can you read my Morse code? Sorry, I've just ruined it by trying to sing along. Thank you so much for sharing that one. Very cool. I think I mentioned it before, I love it when you can't really tell what a song is going to do when it first starts, and then, it kicks in. So just that low piano actually reminded me of Blackalicious. There's an album that Blackalicious had back in the 90s or maybe the early 2000s where they used a lot of like real instrument samples, like piano samples, and they had that real sort of low piano sound in a lot of their tracks, and it was awesome. It was amazing music. So really enjoyed that. When it kicks in, the beat was really cool. Vocals really good. Again, just right there in the pocket. Stuff that I listen to and I look at and I'm like super jealous because I definitely don't have a flow like that because I'm an old man, as we keep discussing. I'll keep coming back to that. I won't. I promise we'll continue on with the music. Benny Sandu says, good use of the piano to build up suspense in the intro. Great mix and vocals. Metallian says, vocal sits well in there. And I like the arrangement. Dig this. Jade Star, well produced and written. Ian, oh yeah, yo, gangster. A really good, reminds me a bit of Usher. Yeah, a little bit of an Usher vibe there, isn't it? Tom Rochelle, we're getting a lot of very professionally produced hip hop today. That kick hits hard. It does indeed. Very good. 2020 rap, catchy beat and a ton of auto tune, but I still like it. That's from Noel. Cool. Righty dokey. We're going to continue on. So there continues to be chat from our English UK folks about the various things. What am I? I know geezer. Does that still get used? Is that a word? I'm probably just saying things that are super offensive now. He's a geeze. That was what the streets used to always say. But no, what other scallywag? Rapscallion? We're getting back into the 1920s now, aren't we? You rapscallion, you adorable little ragamuffin. Anyway, we're going to continue on and find some more music before I lose my ever-loving mind. That was Article B, Morse code, yes. Let's continue and see what else we got. So let's take we've got one where I'm going to have to download here. This is from Zac Sajjad. Zac says, this is a demo I made. I'll hit the download button while I wait. It's called The Hate Culture. This is a demo I made about the negativity in the world. It's called The Hate Culture. I make all my music in GarageBand, and I love your channel. Well, thank you very much, my friend. It has helped me so much. It does include one curse word, if that's okay. All right, parental advisory warning on this one. Not that I want songs that are just, F, but yeah, on this particular show, because I'm playing other people's music, I have no control over what's coming through, just so that you know there may be, and I will let you know that, but YouTube won't mind because, well, to be perfectly honest, none of the advertisers, if you see ads on this, it's all going back to the people whose songs I play, because as soon as I play one song that has YouTube Content ID, then it will pick that up and it starts sending advertising away to whoever song I'm playing, which is totally cool, which is a good thing. So hopefully some of these independent artists might get a few bucks their way through their distro kids, their CD babies, their amusers, by me playing them here on the show. So let's open up this one called The Hate Culture. Oh, what is it opening it in? No, I don't want to open it in Microsoft Spin or whatever the heck. What's that Microsoft one called? There's a weird if I don't do the open in properly, it opens it in a weird Microsoft thing. Here we go. We're going to open it in the folder here, The Hate Culture, and we're going to use our friend VLC Player because that's my favorite audio player. It's going to open it up over there on the wrong side, but that's okay. We'll bring it on back into here. Sorry, I know. These ones are a little bit harder. I might have to insist that we have links in the future because it just makes it a little bit tricky for me to play these. But that's okay. We're here now. We're here. We're ready. And we're going to pause and go back to the start so we can listen to The Hate Culture here on Your Music Live. Let's do it.
In my brain I scream but nobody's around. I've been going through the motions, I feel lonely in the crowd. I've been fucking with the potion, feel so high I'm in the clouds, yeah. And I'm just so helpless, I know that I'm selfish. I don't get the message when I'm with you. My head is spinning, I wanna be winning, but I'm just a loser when I'm with you.
Very cool. I definitely want to hear this produced out into a full track because, yeah, really enjoying that. Really cool vibe, good beat. 808's kicking hard. Yeah, we're hearing a lot. Again, it's all completely random here. I think last fortnight, it was 2 weeks ago. A fortnight, there you go. There's a word that whenever I say that for my US and Canadian friends, they're just like, no, most of the US, I think Canadians have the word fortnight because you speak more of the Queen's English. But Americans, whenever I speak to them, I say, oh yeah, I'm going to go live in a fortnight. They're like, in a fortnight? I'm like, yeah, 2 weeks. Sorry. That's our fancy way of saying 2 weeks. But no, that track itself, really, really cool. Again, such quality hip-hop. Good vocals, right on the beat. Really nicely produced. The beat sounded great. There's one thing in there that I'm actually going to play a little bit of this again, just to show you something, because this is something that I come across, especially in GarageBand. So in GarageBand, you may be aware there's something called auto-normalization, which means that when you export a track, it will basically normalize it back down to 0, meaning that if you're peaking, if you're going over 0, it limits it. So it literally limits the top and puts it back to 0. If you're under, what it does is it takes the highest peak and it brings it up to 0 dB. So that's why I always say, if you've got a loud track, go into do the hack where you go into the visual EQ, put it on your FX track, turn the overall volume down. Because if your peaks are going over, it's going to squash them down and you get this pumping sound at the top. So when you get a loud sound that kicks in, it pumps it up. And then when you export a song like this one, it has that little wavering effect. I'll play the effect in a minute and you'll hear what I mean. But yeah, make sure that when you're using GarageBand in particular or anything, if you've got things that are peaking and the limiter is kicking in, it is going to make that sort of wavy pumping kind of sound. So let me just give a quick demo here. I'll come back and play a section here and just listen when that big 808 kick kicks in. You can hear that it lowers the volume of the vocals a little bit and it makes it a little bit distracting. So let's just play this and take a listen and see if you can hear what I mean.
Just want it and I'll be gone. I don't know what I've become. All you really need is one.
Can you hear that the guitar riff in the background as well as the vocals sort of go, and like, because it's making space. It's turning everything down because that kick drum is so loud and it's limiting the entire track. So what you can do is either just turn down the bass or the kick track to make sure that it's down lower, or if you're happy with the balance of the vocals, go into your visual EQ on your FX track. There's a video on the channel here, just search Pete Johns volume hacks and I'll show you a bunch of these, and then you can actually just turn down the overall main volume. It'll leave your mix the same, but it will just mean that instead of overdoing it and limiting it down, it'll bring it under 0 dB, and when it limits it, it sends it up. You won't get that pumping sound. Hopefully that helps you there, Zach, as well as other folks who use GarageBand, because I know many of you do. Trying to catch my coughs. Hello. Let's jump over to the chat and see what folks had to say. John Gray says, I like it. John Rochelle, very nicely done. Strong melody and beat. Metallium 58, build up on this. Man, it's worth it. Very good. Yes, indeed. Nice voice, Jade Star. Yeah, agree that. Agree with that one. Ian says, that's a tasty intro. Then the verse becomes hip hop. Yeah. Post Malone vibe, says Noel. Yeah, definitely. And again, thank you to Jade, who said if you'd like to have your song played in the future show, just email pete@studiolivetoday.com with YML in the subject. Send the track or a link to the track with some info about it. Exactly. So give me a sentence or two so I can tell folks about you and about your tunes. Speaking of you and your tunes, let's find another tune, shall we? We'll go back to the inbox and find the next song to play on the show. It is going to be this one by the looks of it. Nope. It will be... Here we go. Again, I do get some people that just send me just a link through. If I don't have the context, it can be hard, especially if I look at the video and, yeah, it's either got subject matter or content that doesn't look appropriate. I need to at least have your recommendation or guarantee that it's going to be cool to play. All right, here we go. So Wingy Lamb, what a cool name, Wingy Lamb, says, I wanted to create a fun track to party to and to incorporate an absurd amount of cowbells. Okay, you had me at cowbells. You could have just said cowbells, ... and then a link to the track. But let's see if this does indeed have enough cowbells, or if indeed we need, say it with me, more cowbell. We shall find out in just a moment. Make sure we cue this one up at the start. This one is, again, is Wingy, and it is City Nights. All righty, here we go. Oh, look at this. This has got a lot of views. I need to subscribe to Wingy and like it. Well, now that's a good, you got 1,500 likes there and 16,000 views. So I think... I'm going to enjoy this. We got cowbells on there. So anyway, I don't care if it had 2 views. If it's got cowbells, I'm in. Let's take a listen to this Wingy with City Nights here on Your Music Live.
City nights, city lights, looking for a litty night. I don't really know what's right, but I'ma do what just feels right. Rolling, got no appetite. Smoking, drinking, I just want a litty night. Cameras all out, go straight that pose. Cameras all out, go straight that pose. I cannot believe that we got so litty. I cannot believe that we got so litty.
More cowbell.
Litty. City nights, city lights, looking for a litty night. I don't really know what's right, but I'ma do what just feels right. Rolling, got no appetite. Smoking, drinking, I just might.
That delivered on its promise of a fun track with an absurd amount of cowbell. Oh my goodness, how good has the quality been? Yeah, we've had a lot of sort of hip hop and funky styles today, but yeah, that is cool. This is a great way to start the weekend, if you ask me. There you go. I'm instantly a Wingy fan. I'm going to join the Wingy fan club because that was cool. Love the album artwork. Like, take a look at that. Take a look at that album art. That is exceptional. Yeah, love it. Loved the tune. Loved the vibe. Just, yeah, beautiful melodic chorus with that funky rhythm and beat in the verses. So, yeah, again, I love something that has a hook that you can kind of sing along to. And again, can't go wrong with that volume of cowbell, can you? Very, very cool. Let's come in. We'll see what folks have to say. Metallian, remember hot chocolate? Yeah, I had a little bit of a hot chocolate. I believe in miracles. Do ya? Do ya? Didn't someone sample hot chocolate and put it in a song like this recently? Anyway, I can hear the bass. It's like Flea, I think. Yeah, this is Ian. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I love a bit of a funk bass, like a boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like so Flea's bass from Red Hot Chili Peppers is very much based on a lot of the 70s funk, a lot of the slap music and the 70s funk music. Classic club banger, says Noel. Banger, there you go. There's another British term. If you're a geezer, you want to go to the club and listen to some bangers. Is that right? Am I getting better? Or am I just a chav? I don't know. Tom Rochelle, Disco Fever, love it. Bob Pretorius, hello. As a bass player, I want to learn this riff. It was a cool bass riff, wasn't it? And Tono said the nice laugh. Yeah, again, I love that. And also instant headbang. Yeah, right. This is just one that you just want to listen to, and it's a fun track. I'm telling you. A lot of these songs, I'm sitting here just going, when I'm sitting tonight after a day's work, and by the way, work. I know I say work. Work means doing this. So it is fun work, but there is a lot of, I do have to answer emails and do finances and all the other things that go along with running a business. But I like listening to music like that after I've had to, use my brain. I listen to sort of more mellow stuff, a lot of the instrumental stuff that folks share here. I put those in playlists to listen to when I'm like doing the boring admin processing stuff. But then when I'm done and I want to have myself a red, then I'll throw on music like that to just chill to, because that was cool. Mm-hmm. Red. Sorry. By the way, we've got more shows coming up this weekend. As I mentioned to you, this Your Music Live is brought to you by me, by Studio Live Today. So if you want to find out what's going on here on Studio Live Today, head over to studiolivetoday.com. That is the one-stop shop for all your home and mobile recording needs. The way you can support me is to donate to the channel. You can join me on Patreon. We have an exclusive Patreon live stream for my groovers and shakers. That's my $10 level and above patrons. That's happening tomorrow as well, where they'll get a sneak peek at some stuff coming up here on the channel. And if you are a patron of mine, you get early access to a lot of the stuff that I'm sharing here, and you also get a bit of a leg up. So often I'll give you an opportunity to submit a track and kind of jump the queue for Your Music Live. So if that sounds like the sort of thing that you'd be into, then please let me know. Righty dokie, we're going to move on, because what are we at? We're 50 minutes in and we've got a heap more tracks to get through. So let's come in here. Righty dokie. I like this one. people seem to be almost apologizing that they've got rap music, because they're like, oh, Pete, I know you don't like rap, but I've got this rap song. And I'm like, I actually do like rap and hip hop and funk and R&B and soul and jazz, and it really doesn't matter if it's and as they say here, this is Coley Moly. It says my song is rap, but it's got a nice melody to it. And that's it's probably what I'm more of a sucker for, is if you've got a rap song but it does have a melody, then I'm all about that. That being said, listen to my fair share of Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and they didn't always have a lot of melodies. Neither did the Beastie Boys, for that matter. Didn't always have a lot of melodies in their songs. It was a lot of just rapping, and I did listen to my share of Eminem as well back in the day. But we'll continue on. I like this. I've gone over there, and we see we see a dude in a hoodie, and then there seems to be an inflatable cow in a trampoline behind him. I don't know, but we're going to jump in and take a listen to. So this is Cole Pickle with Leave Me, and we're going to listen to it live on Your Music Live.
Cause a mess. I needed you through all the stress. How can you still sit there and drink? I needed your advice to think. Yo, I don't know what it's like to be an alcoholic, but I do know how it feels to have your dad run off. It really hurts every time I smell the cigarette smoke. You said you'd be here for me, you said you had my back, but I don't see you here. Now I'm lost in the black. I should have known, and now I'm stuck here in the unknown, trying to figure out which path to take. Yours or my own. It's sad, I had to drag myself up. Could be a father? Don't try to make up for it now. Don't even bother. I'm done being nice to you. You should have been here at least for my brothers, but no, you couldn't stay away from the beer. Hit me, hit mom, hit everyone you saw. Hell, I had to hit you off of mom with the shoe, cause you couldn't stay away from the booze. Why did you leave us? Why did you leave us? I'm still strong, I got my mom. I'm done with you.
Very, very nicely done. Clearly a very passionate track. Subject matter is pretty clear on that one, and music is a good vessel for that sort of thing. If you want to get that out there, and as I said, clearly something that's very close to home. Could hear the passion in your voice there, singing that song, and the rhymes there. So very well done. There's some work to do on the production side, but that's the thing. I did a video around mindset during the week, and this is what I want to say about that, is that you've done that here, Cole. Like, you've put that out there, and that is, I don't know if that's your first song, your fifth song, your 10th song, but the more of these you do, the more you're going to learn. So that's like your start. And then, if you continue working on that, you work on your vocals, you work on the mixing and the getting the beat and the vocals together, then you're going to be able to go from strength to strength. And clearly you're a young dude and you're potentially just starting out. So this is what I say to people. This is what I encourage people to do, is to be brave, to get yourself out there and to start producing, because you're not going to get, we all started there. We've all been there, right? We've all produced like our first, second, third, fourth, fifth song. And if you're listening to this and you haven't, get out there and do it. Again, there's virtually no downside, unless you care about what random strangers on the internet have to say, which I am, I know. But you're like, Pete, that's hypocritical. That's what you are. But unless you care too much about what people say, and you know what, people who are going to hate on you anyway, they've got their own problems. It's more about them than it's about you. We've always heard that. But no, thank you for sharing that one. As I said, I think there's some work to do in terms of just getting that right. And like, as I said about some of the other tracks, there was just a few spots where the timing was slightly off, where you could just have sort of fixed that up. But that's going to come with time. That comes with experience, and that comes with listening and creating more and more music, and just getting your confidence up, and rinse, repeat, create, record, release. So brilliant stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that one. Really enjoyed it. The person you least expected said it's sad most producers give up. Yeah, absolutely. John Gray says, I'm 35 and not brave enough. I was 35 and not brave enough, John. Like, I released my first EP when I was 37. what was it? Yeah, I'm 41. I forget how old I am. But yeah, my first EP I released like 4 or 5 years ago, and then my first album I released last year. And I've been making music for a long time. I just wasn't sharing it. I wasn't doing it. Stu Cash says, nice job, Cole. Absolutely. Yeah. Haters are fans with an opinion. Yeah. I think the melody section. So Benny Sandu says, I think the melody section might benefit from almost Western classical feel as opposed to the other parts. Just a thought. Yeah, cool. I like it. Thank you. What are we? I'm just seeing if we've got any other comments here. Tono says the beat is very good, well mixed. Yep. Tom Rochelle, like those hi-hat rolls. Need to sing the singing parts with a bit more confidence, but that comes with time. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, it's easy to say, oh no, that was here, and then other things are at this level. Or you can say, you're starting out. You're gonna get there. That's the thing. You just have to keep doing it and keep going. So persistence. Yeah. I've been doing a bunch of stuff. I'm talking about them more in tomorrow's show, the home studio Q&A. I'm talking about masterclass because full disclosure, I've recently, I used to not have affiliation with masterclass, but they did reach out and said, hey, we noticed that you use masterclass and that you've talked about it a lot. Do you want to be an affiliate? And I said, sure, why not? Because if I'm recommending it to people anyway, I may as well be an affiliate. I don't do affiliate deals with anyone that I don't use. I don't go, like, a lot of people send me, say, hey, we've got this great new software. It does this and this and this. And I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Like, if it's something that I think that I will use and that the Studio Live Today community will benefit from, then I'll actually promote it. But yeah, I say all that to say, listening to these masterclass, the pros, so listening to Hans Zimmer on composing music, listening to Tom Morello on guitar, Sheila E. on drums, Herbie Hancock, Herbie Hancock on jazz, like all of these folks, none of them are saying you need to be professional, you need to do all this training. They all talk about persistence and resilience, and they all talk about the best people are the ones that work the hardest, not that necessarily have the most God-given or natural-born talent. So yes, it is about resilience and perseverance. And when you hit a roadblock, or when you hit a point where you're like, oh, I don't think this is good enough, not going, so I better give up, going, so I better try harder. I better keep going, right? I better continue creating, because the alternative is to not. There's two roads, right? There's continue and there's stop. And it's as simple as that. And if you continue, you will get better. You may never be at the level that you desire, but you're going to get better. No one has continued and done something over and over again and got progressively worse at it. Virtually never. I can't think of a single example where someone's continued doing something, practiced, worked on their craft, and then a year later they look back and go, I was better a year ago. It just doesn't happen. So, but the converse is almost entirely always true. You may not go from here to here, but you're going to go from here to here. That's better, right? Anyway, rant over, because we've got more music to get to, and that's what the show's all about. Righty, now did I put that in the notes? Did I do it? Yes, I did. Cool. Let's go to our next tune. This one is from... Bring it over. This one's from Joe Gamlin Music. It says, hello, I'm a viewer of your videos and would love it if my most played song was heard by you and your audience. The song is called Real Speed, and it was written in January of 2020, being my first punky alternative-ish song. There we go. All right, we're stepping back into my comfort zone. As I said, I love all styles of music, but it is no debate that, you've got the Foo Fighters t-shirt going on. There's definitely no debate what my sort of default style of music is, and alternative punky would probably be what I would call it, if anything. Right, now we've got a Spotify link here, but I'm going to cheat, because I don't like playing things in Spotify, only because I don't have Spotify Premium and sometimes weird things happen. So here's an extra bonus tip. I'm going to use our friend's Songwhip. Shout out to Wilson, who's the creator of Songwhip and a super cool dude. Songwhip is good because I'm going to grab this Spotify link. I'm going to throw it in here. It's going to instantly create this page where I can now play this on any platform. I can buy the song. I can do what I want. And this is the link that I'm going to copy and throw in the description so that you can come and play it wherever you want to play. So we're going to go with YouTube this time. Bring it up here in YouTube and get ready to play it. We'll just make sure we hit the pause button and I can turn up the volume. Let's take a listen to this one now. This is Joe Gamlin Music with a tune called Real. It helps if you don't turn your mic down before you press play. Real Speed here on Your Music Live. 'Cause I want to hear this song over and over again, 'cause it's got a real cool beat and a cool chord progression. Sorry, I couldn't resist when I'm listening to an instrumental song like that, and I just want to hear some wailing vocals. I wanted to hear some Blink 182 style punk pop vocals over the top, and I was singing it in my head, and I thought I will sing it to you too, because that's the way I roll. I'm embarrassing like that. That was Joe Gamlin with Real Speed. I like it. It's probably a garage band track by the sounds of it. And because you're a viewer of this channel. So the guitar sounds, look, I'd probably work on toning and crafting those a little bit. Because the guitars, if they are garage band guitars, which I suspect they are, they can sound a little bit harsh, a little bit trebly, a little bit tinny. So I would probably tweak some of the EQ in a track like that to just round it out and give it a bit more guts. A trick that I love to do is to use something like the Nembrini plugin on your virtual guitars. So grab the guitars, put them on an audio recorder track, throw some EQ, throw some compression, put the Nembrini Crunk plugin on there, or an Amplitube or something like that, and then you can really start sculpting those guitar tones as well. Otherwise, they can just be a little bit on the harsh side. But again, as I mentioned when I was singing along, like the chord progression, a very classic punk pop sort of chord progression. The drums were good in there, fit the beat well. Yeah, it is. It's something that create more music like that. Like, again, build on that. Do another song like that. You've definitely got some of the chops for that sort of music and should continue doing so. What have folks got to say about this? Darren Danieluk says, I liked it. Energetic and punky. I like instrumentals without the words, says Valium. Yeah, exactly. And I ruined it. I ruined everything. Barry Tomkinson said, great track, great instrumental. SM Borthwick, yeah, needed vocals. There you go. I added a little bit of of vocals for you. Hello to TMCF, the band. Pete starter pop punk band. Thanks for the show, man. Enjoyed as always. Getting late in the UK. Yeah, sorry, I know it's past midnight, so folks in the UK are turning into pumpkins. So before you turn into a pumpkin, feel free to tune out. Come on back, though. Watch the rest of the show on the replay. The replay is always here forever, and you can catch up on all the cool music. Tom Rochelle says, nice loud punk rock. Might want to do Pete's trick with the visual EQ on the FX track as it's pumping a bit in the loudest part. Yeah, I did notice that it was pumping a little bit, especially with the hard drum hits. Drums are the worst for creating that pumping, because if you've ever used drums, clearly they are an instrument that instead of being sort of a flat instrument, they are very much up and down, and the ups, the peaks of your drums, of your snare hits and your kick or your bass drum hits can definitely be a lot louder than we go. Alrighty. Hello to Tim Osborne, who's here. Says, I dig this. Battalion 58, a lot of variations in there. Right on. Absolutely. Tono, good change. Maybe the guitars are a bit loud. Yeah, I think you're right. The guitars are a bit loud or a bit too much treble. I think if you grab the EQ and pulled down the top end on those and just smoothed and rounded them off a little bit, I think that would be good. Valium wants to hear goats. No, we don't play my music on this show, Valium. We play other people's music. Hello to Gary Hubbs, and folks are asking, Gary, we should play your track. Yeah, definitely submit a track, Gary. I think I saw, did you share it on Create, Record, Release? Hello, by the way, to those that are members of the Create, Record, Release Facebook group, hello to you. If you're not a member, it's very easy to join. I'm about to sneeze, so you'll have to bear with me while I sneeze. It's very easy to join. In fact, you can actually just go to createrecordrelease.com. I've made it extra easy for you. That will divert you directly to the Facebook group, and you can join up on the spot. It is free, and yes, we have folks from all around the world, all different styles and types of music, all sharing their tips and tricks and ideas and their music, and getting feedback from other folks on their music, which is very, very cool. I'm doing a few jobs for some people that are on the Create, Record, Release group that want to go to the sort of next level and get a little bit more feedback and coaching and help with their production. So that is always an option. But if you just want to chat with other people and get feedback and advice from other folks creating music, Create, Record, Release is the place to go. SM Borthwick said, it's only midnight, push on through. Yeah, well, that's why I do this on a Saturday morning for me. That way it's Friday afternoon, so folks in the US and Canada can just, knock off early from work and watch some cool music. And if you're in the UK or Europe, then it's a late night, but it's Friday night. So hopefully you can have a late night and then, have a sleep in. Have a sleep in Saturday, and then get up for a full English. Full English with baked beans, fried tomato, sausages, bacon, black pudding, all the trimmings, and nice cup of Earl Grey. What is it about today that we've just gone down the rabbit hole of the UK folks? All right, let's continue on. We got more music. Focus on the music, Pete. We just want to hear the music. We don't want to hear you rant. Righty dokey. Ooh, I see GarageBand. Jason, hello to you, Jason. Jason Hines says, love your channel. Here's an instrumental track I made sometime in the last year. I'm hoping to flesh this out with real instruments and find a vocal harmony by the end of the year. Goals. Thanks in advance in checking it out. You're welcome in advance, my friend. We will be checking it out here. I'm just going to copy this one across. We're going to bring it over here. Did I do real speed? Did I paste that one in? I probably did. I'm getting better at this, aren't I? Oh, I did. I put the song whip. That's right. I put the song whip link in there, didn't I? Let's bring this one up here. Let's bring up Jason's track. Looks like it's a GarageBand screen record, which is always fun to see. It is. Looks like he's got a GarageBand 10 or 11. An iPhone 10 or 11 too, because we're in that super wide screen anamorphic thing going on like this. So let's pump up the volume. Let's listen to this one. Smashing. Speaking of British, quite smashing. We're going to play this one from Blues Underwater. We'll give it a like and we'll subscribe. Make sure we keep up with what's going on here. Let's play this one live on your Music Live. Seriously, how cool is GarageBand? How cool is that Jason has made this on his phone and has made a demo like that? Yeah, I agree that, fleshing that one out, getting some real instruments in there, some vocals. That is a great sounding song. Very epic. I love that sort of just sort of pumping along, and a bit of a Muse kind of vibe in there. Reminded me a bit of some of the old Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor stuff from the 90s. Bit of Butthole Surfers influence in there. Yeah, very very cool song. Very nicely done. Liked the mix there. And this is another good example of why mixing your, not metaphors, but mixing your genres is super cool, because you can mix in some synth sounds with your guitar sounds. I have to say synth sounds really carefully, or you're going to get a face full of spit. But mixing your synth instruments with your real instruments is so cool and so necessary. Again, the person, I won't say who they are in case they want to be private, but the one person I'm working on their mixes for at the moment, and I'm just providing some feedback on mixes, they're doing a fabulous job because they've got a lot of guitars. They've got rock guitars and acoustic guitars and electric guitars, lead parts, but they're also building in some excellent synth sounds, some arpeggios, some pads underneath, and it really works for a rock song. Like, I know purists like myself from back in the day, we might say, no, your music has got to be bass, guitars, and drums and vocals. And it's not rock if it has anything but that. But seriously, come on. The Beatles, Queen, all of these epic rock bands from the past, from days gone by, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, they all had not just guitars. In their production of their songs, they had a lot of other instruments, and it made it sound really cool. So well done. Thank you for sharing that. Can't wait to hear and see how that continues from here. Cody Bradley says that song kind of takes me back to the 80s. There you go. Nice one. Tom Rochelle says, I love the synths and rock together. Could use some EQing perhaps, but very good. Yeah. Could use some tweaking. Sounds more like it's more like a demo version. But yeah, I think once you record the real guitars there, you have really start sculpting the tone in that one, and it will be good. Where's my fellow Canadians? Says MN Keeper. We've got plenty of Canadians here. We've got I know Metallion is here in the house, and other Canadian folks are around the place. But hello to my Canadian friends. It is 5:10 in Calgary. It is 7:10 in Montreal on the other side. It is 4:20 in Vancouver. So yeah, we've got the East Coast and the West Coast of North America. And Bubba, it is 6 o'clock in Chi-town. 1 a.m. in Croatia. Noel in Croatia. Hello to you. Glad to have you here. It is 8:42 a.m. for me here in sunny South Australia. So we'll continue on and play some more tunes, shall we? Because what did Bubba say here? That tune left me waiting for some Nugent-esque ripping Les Paul solo. Yeah, Ted Nugent-esque ripping Les Paul solo. Yeah, exactly. Righty dokie. Let's continue on. So that was Jason. Let's grab this one. This is an email from Slint who says this song is about a casual encounter with someone I met from Tinder. And how we both were scandalous and very lustful. It says screaming my name and it's explicit. I'm going to pause on that one. That does sound like one that I do have to check for content before we play. So nothing personal, but I am going to listen to that one. Thank you for letting me know and not just making me play it, because I am just going to check that one for content before we go ahead and play it. Excuse me. We are getting there. What about this one? J.G. Bellamy says, my original song Freed was named as a tribute to sorts of Nirvana song Breed because the two songs share some lyrics. Oh, here we go. Nirvana. I'm going to be into this. I liked how the singing was used almost percussively as if it repeats the line she said, over and over, and decided to literally try it out with one of my songs. My good buddy from The Cage in Your Head referred me to you. Hello. Oh, there you go. So we got referrals going on here. You folks are doing a wonderful job. You're sharing out your music live, and you're letting other music producers know, which is exactly what we want. Cool. He said that you've been a big influence and help. Well, thank you. And we are now going to jump in and play your tune here. So let's bring it on up. We're going to copy. We're going to bring it over here into my screen. You can take a look at what I'm doing, because why not? And we'll pause that one, make sure it's right at the start. So Fuller's Earth, Freed. This is J.G. Bellamy. We'll give it a like and a subscribe there. Sorry, just I'll come back to here. What is Steam wants to update itself. I don't even play games on you anymore, Steam. Could you leave me alone? We're trying to do a show here. I'll come and play some games later. All right. That's better. Let's turn up the volume here and take a listen to this one. This is Fuller's Earth with their tune Freed here on Your Music Live. Can definitely hear that. She said, yeah. Breathe is one of my favorite Nirvana songs. Used to play it with my band because I had a 3-piece band back in the 90s, and yeah, yeah, it was a really fun song to play. High energy. A little bit different to this particular tune, but I really dig that. Again, we've had all the different sorts of styles. I loved the clicking at the start to bring us in, and the really, really cool. Vocals were good. I thought they may be a little quiet at the start, and then I liked the bullhorn kind of effect, but it was probably a little bit overdone because you could hear kind of the breathing coming into it, so maybe just sort of smoothing that out a little bit. But yeah, the overall feel of it, loved the guitars. I love that sort of clunky, not quite clean, not quite crunchy guitar sound that we used a lot in the 90s. Basically, the 90s, we had 2 settings when you were playing this sort of music. You would get a Boss DS1 or some sort of like turbo screamer pedal, and then you'd plug that in, and then you'd have like a clean Marshall kind of sound until you wanted distortion, and then you'd kick on your distortion pedal, and it would just be ridiculous crunchy distortion. And that was kind of it. We just needed 2 tones. Think the song Aneurysm by Nirvana, or anything that had that sort of clean sound. I've got a clean sound. Now I'm going to... Now I'm going to go into that. But anyway, thank you for sharing that one. What did the folks here have to say about that one? Barry Tompkinson said, I like that a lot. Vocal sounds like it's clipping. Yeah, it might have just been, I think there was a deliberate bullhorn effect there, but I think your input gain on the vocals was maybe up a little bit as well when recording. So that could be something to do, which is weird because, as I said, make the vocals louder. But I think they were probably down a bit quieter because maybe you had a bit of background noise or hiss in your vocals. The key is, if you want louder, cleaner vocals, you actually record them with a lower input volume. Like not too low, not so low that you have to turn it up and you get a bunch of noise, but you don't want it to be too high and then turn it down. You basically never want to record vocals high and turn them down. You want to record them at the right level and then add some compression or volume to bring them up into the mix. Skinny Wizard of Iron Meadow said Pixies created that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the punk of the 70s was pretty much responsible for that, and a lot of the 90s grunge and alternative borrowed heavily from the punk in the 70s, which used a lot of that style, which is, here's my clean tone, here's my distorted tone, there shall be none in between. It's just not. 1000 Watts says, sounds like a Smashing Pumpkins song. Yeah, it did have a bit of a Billy Corgan Smashing Pumpkins kind of vibe to it. Tono said, I think the acoustic guitar is a bit out of tune, but I guess that comes with the style. Yeah, so I was going to mention that too. It can be really hard to get your guitars, like a clean guitar or an acoustic guitar, especially the top end, especially the sort of B string and E string. Quite often, if they're just a little out of tune and you're playing chords that like you ring all the way through, it can really sort of sound in the song. So yeah, it might be worth checking the intonation on the guitar, or just making sure especially those top couple of strings are tuned well. If it's on your G string or your low E or your A string, you can get away with it. But on those high strings, it can sometimes not sound amazing. Tim Osborne said, love that guitar, panning and vocal. Excellent. Heaven is a Half Pipe. I do love that song. Cody Bradley said, I like the distortion on the guy's voice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Used well, that sort of bullhorn megaphone kind of sound works really well. Zach from Rage Against the Machine used it a lot, really effectively, so it can definitely work in a song like this. But well done there. Quick cough. And and that's the thing. So as Tim says here, agree with Tom. Lo-fi, love it. Yeah, that's not a song that you want to overproduce. You wouldn't spend a lot of time sort of tweaking and making it sound all highly polished and produced. Absolutely not. When I say some of these sort of production techniques, I just mean to just take a few of the edges off a little bit. You never want that to be completely clean and completely like overproduced, or it will sound fake. It'll sound false. You don't want that. So keep that in mind as well. All right, how are we going on time? Got about 30 minutes left. I reckon we can crack through at least another 3-4 songs, maybe more. What have we got now? I just spit water just splashed up into my nose. I think I've seen this person here today. Is Chinton in the house? Chinton CG says, "Hi Pete, hope you're doing well. Really enjoy the Your Music Live videos." Well, thank you. This is my first non-instrumental original song called Drift Away. It's about past regrets and never getting around to mend them. The song was actually composed last year when I met up with a couple of my friends for a music fest, but we never finished it. Finally got around to it. Song is a little slow to start, so you may want to skip ahead to 120. We will do that when the first chorus kicks in. No problem. We will definitely do that, Chinton. So let's copy this link. Looks like you got a YouTube link here. We'll use that one. And we'll post it on across. You know the drill by now, folks. We'll hit the pause. Drift Away. This is Goonjing Echoes. Drift Away. And we will bring it up and give it a spin here on Your Music Live. Let's do it.
Glimpses, flashback, windows of the past, zoom in inside out, the faces walking by. Sublime impressions in the grind, echoes that shine, faces walking by. Drift away, drift away.
Very cool. Nicely done. I like that. I like the vocals in there. I like the mellow sound. You did say to wait till 120 and then I totally didn't. So I apologize for that. You did say go forward to 120 with the first chorus, which we heard the start of there. But yeah, I still like the intro and I like the verse. I thought it was very nicely done. I like a nice produced video to go along with it. Gives the viewer something to watch while they're listening along. So yeah, nicely done. Using some of the GarageBand instruments in there for the instrumentation. Mix was good. Mix was solid there. Vocals were good for the most part. Like the verse and the intro vocals there. Verse, there was just a couple of notes there that were a bit wavering that I think you could probably work on a little more. And again, it's about repetition. It's about comfort and confidence. And as you said, if this is your first non-instrumental song, that's pretty darn good. I think you should be super, super happy with that. So thank you for sharing. Appreciate you providing that one here. Let's jump over and see what the folks have to say. Darren Danilick says, that was cool. I dig the trippy vibe and definitely a Floyd influence, which is great. Yeah, I saw the Pink Floyd in the background there of the video that you were showing there. Jade Starr, yes, nice Floyd influence sounding track. Darren Dalyuk, I've already read yours. Tim Osborne, cool track. Tom Rochelle, trippy, spacey sound there. Agree with Jade on the Pink Floyd influence, yeah. Very, very cool. And Cody Bradley loved that drum beat, yeah. Chinton says was going for the Floyd influence, thanks all. Yeah, no, really, really cool. And again, keep creating, like keep doing this thing. Like that's the sort of music that is going to, like people are going to dig and people are going to enjoy. And clearly the vocals, and I didn't even mention the lyrics. The lyrics in there seem like they're pretty powerful. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the whole thing. But yeah, just jump on over there. And for folks who are here live, if you're here live on YouTube, if you're asking about, can you play my song? I can. But here's the thing. It's all just in order. So send me an email. And if you send me an email with YML in the subject, with a link to your song, and with one or two sentences letting me know about the song, about how you created it, something that I can say here on the show, that's going to help you out. And we are about, let me just check the date that we're at here. We are on the 13th of July, so we're now about 12 days behind in terms of where we're up to. So yes, unfortunately, patience is required. We can't do them all instantly. Maybe one day I'll do like a call-in show where we play them, where people can just drop links. That could be super dangerous, couldn't it? For many reasons, that could be super dangerous. But yeah, if you do want it shared, then do that. And if you want to make sure that you get there, like every week. Well, I didn't do it this week because I had already had a heap. But some weeks I'll put a notification out either in my email newsletter or on Create Record Release, the Facebook group, or somewhere that you can follow me on Studio Live Today. So my recommendation is to go to studiolivetoday.com, check out all the ways you can follow me, make sure that you keep up to date, and that way if you do want to be involved and share a song, you're going to be able to do just that. Let's continue on here. Did I put that in my list of songs here? I did. I'm getting good at this in terms of actually making sure I update the list there. Alrighty, let's continue on. We can definitely get a couple more done here today. Now, we have heard from this artist before, Untitled Music. Hi, Pete. I'm here again. We are Untitled. We come from the Philippines. We inspire musicians like us that we can do what our idols can do, and you too. Can you feature our song I produced using GarageBand on iOS and the iRig guitar interface? Our song Gala by Untitled. Yes, I think we heard from Untitled probably in the first or second. I think it was a while ago. So it's been a while. So let's bring up this link. Looks like a SoundCloud link that we'll bring up here. We'll pause that one. Here we go. Looks cool. So let's bring this up. There we go. Let's take a listen to Untitled and their tune Gala here on Studio Live Today, Your Music Live.
Ako'y iyong sinamahan sa lugar ng kadiliman. Ika'y nagbigay liwanag sa buhay kong di maintindihan. Ika'y dadamayan sa hirap at ginawa. Ako'y masasamahan sa panghabang buhay. Tayo'y gagala kung saan mo gusto. Gagawin lahat para lang sa'yo.
What a cool vibe. Love that. Love the rhythm guitar going along there with the lead guitar over the top, the vocals kicking in. It had like a 50s, 60s, almost surf rock kind of vibe to it, didn't it? And this is what I love. Like, seriously, GarageBand, how good is GarageBand for things like that? Like, it's pretty clear. I don't know. It looks like it's two of you there playing guitars. I'm only judging that by the cover there. But yeah, being able to play rhythm guitar, lead guitar, get yourself a nice basic backing track of some drums and some bass, sing along, record it all using your iRig on your iPhone or your iPad, and you produce a song and you put it on SoundCloud and then people get to listen to it. Again, I know it blows me away. Sometimes we get caught up on all the challenges and all the problems and all the things that are not good. But the very fact that we can, have this magical piece of glass in our pocket that helps us create music, like people 20, 30, 40 years ago would just say, you lucky buggers, how on earth are you not just spending every waking hour creating awesome music? And I say, I try to. But very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that one. We'll come over here. Chinton says, love it. Peppy song. Tom Rochelle, a very happy, cheerful track there. Nice job. Tono, it could be a Beach Boys song with some harmonies. Yeah, you could have like, ooh, la, 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 la. I can really hear that kind of thing. Bubba, I like the Zydeco English beat feel. Tim Osborne, tone tapping tune. Vocals a touch loud, maybe. Yeah, but potentially. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, the kicks are beautiful. They've controlled the bass well so the kicks don't sound too strong and harsh. Yeah, so this is an example of building a track out and making sure that it does balance out well, because we've heard a few songs where they're definitely too loud and the drums are definitely too loud and it creates that pumping effect. There was none of that here, so it meant that the guitars and the vocals could really cleanly cut through, and I think that's really cool. Metallian says sounds like an old 50s early rock. Very nice. Love the feel. Very nicely done. Righty dokie, really catchy. I just need a translation. Yeah, it would be cool to know what was it about. I think I mentioned on a previous show. I said if someone wanted to really punk me, if that's even a thing, any Ashton Kutcher punked fans in the house? If anyone wanted to prank me, yeah, they could do a song in another language, and it could just be saying all sorts of horrific things, and I would have no idea. So please don't do that. But I do again. I love the fact that folks can share music from all around the world, and yeah, we've run the gamut again today. Every day we run the gamut. Speaking of running the gamut, not at all, but I needed some sort of segue. Gary Hubbs, I think I've seen you here in the stream, and you did share a song with me a while ago, and then you did share this on. Or actually, yeah. So you did the create, record, release. So you 2 weeks ago, no, 1 week ago. Anyway, I asked you to share a song, and I asked you to put create, record, release if you were going to share it, and you did, but I didn't get to play it at the time. So so you said, "Hi Pete, I emailed you earlier, but I didn't provide a link. I thought it was short-sighted at worst, rude of me. So please find a link below. Not rude, no problem. Cheers again for your time. Go Rangers. Yes, let's go Rangers. Hopefully we get some hockey happening again soon. Let me bring up this. We're going to copy it here. We're going to do the thing at the place. Pop it over here. So it looks like, I think you've shared the GarageBand screen record version of this one, of Elbow Grease, the working edit. So we will take a listen to this. Now, is this, let me just check and I'll make sure that you haven't sent me an updated version. No, it looks like this is the latest version at this point in time. Apologize if I'm playing an older version because I think you've shared this again since. But we're gonna hit play and go with it. You can always share another song or another version of it in the future. We'll turn up the volume. We'll hit play. Let's take a listen to Elbow Grease from our buddy Gary here on Your Music Live.
Then I start to stutter 1,000,000 times before my symptoms have moved. I've got my bread, my jam, I got no peanut butter. It's never enough. It's been a long time. It's such a small crowd. It's been a long time since I was such a small guy. Got this dream, I trip, fall up an escalator 1,000,000 times before. Counting is it. Time to chill out, relax, a gin and fresca liquor. It's more than enough. It's been a long time. It's such a
Oh, I love that so much. Gary Hubbs, Elbow Grease here on Your Music Live. I hadn't listened to that tune. I've seen you share that. I'm pretty sure you shared it over on GarageBand Users and Create, Record, Release. I gave it a like, but I deliberately didn't listen because I knew I had it in my inbox here and I wanted to play it and it be my first reaction. Can I just say that the video is genius. Like, we'll talk to the audio in a minute, but the video is just genius. Like, having your clips of audio there with the words, that is the most ingenious lyric video I've ever seen. Like, I'm 100% going to steal that idea in the future and credit it to you because that is so cool. I mean, the music is great. You know, I like that sort of music. It's my kind of thing. I love a song like that has lyrics that just are just hilarious and make you think, but also chuckle. Love the vibe of that one. Yeah, too many superlatives to put in there. I think that there were some parts where I couldn't quite hear the vocals cutting through as much, so I'd probably work some automation into your and again, you've got working edit here, so maybe this is something you're working on at the moment. But yeah, there were just a couple of bits that if I didn't see them on the screen, I wouldn't have heard a couple of those sort of end lines, like when the guitar's really kicking in hard, when that sort of trails off a bit. Might want to just ramp up some automation on some of those. That was literally, I was having too much fun. That was literally the only thing I could think of to say that might actually help you out with that. But yeah, so cool. I'll be listening to that one again, and I recommend other folks listen to that again too, because I'll put the link down here in the description. What do folks think? Barry Tompkinson says, very cool track. 1,000 watts, very punchy. SM Borthwick, the actual video is even better. Really? I can't imagine how it's better than that, because I really enjoyed that. But maybe because I'm a garage band nerd, I enjoyed it. MN Keeper says, Gary, that was awesome. Very, very cool. Cody Bradley kind of reminds me of Loaded Diaper from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Not an insult. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar, so not sure. Metallion says, tight sound, really good. Well done, Gary. Agreed. Stu Cash, Suburb, Gary, love it, dude. Crazy, 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 says Langston Reese. Yeah. Tom Rochelle, yes, this is great. Love it. A little bit of Metallica in those guitars. Yeah. And Bubba says, I want to know how to get that guitar tone. And he's Canadian too. Yes. A lot of Canadians in the house here today. It's been the theme of the show. I should name it Hip Hop in Canada. That could be like mounted hip hop. Is that a thing? Is there much Canadian hip hop? It's a complete side note. Not related at all. But I don't know of many Canadian hip hop artists. But hang on, isn't Drake from Canada? I've probably just showed the biggest amount of ignorance in the world ever. Anyway, we are going to continue on with this one. Righty dokie. Where are we at? Have we got much time left? No, we don't. We don't have much time left. But we do have time for a couple more. So let's get to a couple more. I'm just looking through the list here and seeing if we have someone. Yes, Absolute Absurd, who we've heard from before. Here's another tune from me. This is an older one, Before Two Sides. There are no vocals either. I wrote this song about quarantine, hence the name, which is Quarantine. So we're going to bring this one up and give it a spin here. So Absolute Absurd, thank you. You are a fine supporter of the channel. I see your comments on many of the shows and many of the videos, so thank you for that. Not that makes... I'll play anyone's track. You don't have to, you don't have to kiss up to me for me to play your song. As long as you send me a link that has a few lines about the song and that has YML in the subject, it'll go in the box and it should get played. If it doesn't, it just means Pete's human and made a mistake and missed you, which is entirely possible. Righty go. Let's bring up the desktop. Let's play this tune. It is Absolute Absurd, their track called Quarantine, and we're going to play it live here on Your Music Live. What a very, very cool tune. Loved the really nice tight beat there with the nice little hi-hats and the nice drum pattern in there. Guitars sounded great, had that sort of funk guitar sound to them. It works nicely. It was it's a weird sort of genre, a little bit retro 80s vibe, a little bit of the sort of lo-fi, not hip-hop lo-fi, but more of the lo-fi vibe. Yeah, just really cool, really easy to listen to, really fun. Really fun tune. The sort of tune that's probably going to go into my concentration playlist that I talked about before. So that's the sort of stuff that without lyrics, it doesn't distract you. I can see myself. See, here's the thing. People get offended when I say, I can see myself paying bills to this tune. That's actually a big compliment because it means that I can listen to that and it'll help me focus in on the things and make fun out of boring things. Anyone else ever listen to music when you're trying to do something boring to try and make it fun? Yeah. I made the mistake of listening to music with lyrics. Trying to do that doesn't work. You need to listen to tunes that don't have lyrics so that you can concentrate on what you're doing, but get some good vibes like that one. Really enjoyed it. What did folks have to say? Cody Bradley said beautiful background and song. MN Keeper says, "Ooh, this is nice." Battalion 58 really like that funk vibe. Tom Rochelle, tight groove. Yeah, that's totally how I think of it. Lots of wideness to the sound in the softer sections. Great stuff. Yeah, very chill song, says V too. But yeah, it's I like that. I like the fact that yeah, it had some dynamics in there. So it wasn't just a one thing. And even just, if you listen really closely, even just on the little hi-hat bits, it's really easy when you've got a beat like that, that's almost like a drum machine style beat, to just let it play out. But there were a few little changes up to the fills that just gave it this really, really cool vibe. So yeah, congratulations. Well done to you. Righty dokey. If you are asking, as I've said before, if you're asking to have a song played, it's going to be in the queue. All you need to do is email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com, put YML in the subject, and then give me 1 or 2 sentences about your song so that I can share it and play it for the folks here. So go ahead and do that, and you will get on the list. And the backlog just means that we are behind, and we're playing songs from last week. If you're sending me songs today, they won't be on today's show, but we'll do another one. I thought I'll do 3 or 4 of these, and then surely the well will run dry. The well is filling up every week, so we're going to continue to have more songs, and we're going to continue to play them. That being said, we are kind of on the homeward stretch here because we don't have a lot of time to play a lot more tunes, but we are going to get to a couple more here. Righty dokey. So we've got another repeat caller here. This is Ben Dunn, who we heard from way back on Your Music Live 2, like almost 2 months ago. Says, "Hi Pete, hope you're well. I am well. I put together another track recently. The creative well is a bit dry." How funny is that? I honestly hadn't even looked at this email before, and I was talking about wells drying up. It's a bit dry over the last few months of writing and recording, but hopefully we'll come with something new to record soon. Stay safe, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, let's bring up Ben's tune here. The YouTube links seem to work best, folks, by the way. YouTube or SoundCloud links seem to be the easiest for me to just pop up here and hit play. And you notice that I'm not playing them full screen this week, just to make sure that the audio quality is not compromised by the video, because I was playing, I think Stu Cash had an epic video. It looked really cool, but it was grinding away on my computer trying to play it full screen and have everything going. So if you're wondering why the videos aren't full screen, plus when I jump over to here, my big head's in the way anyway, so it means you can see the whole video over here on this side and watch me as well. Let's take a listen now anyway to Only Ben and his tune called Say You'll Be Mine, and we're going to listen to it live on Your Music Live.
Hi, this is my new song. It's called Say You'll Be Mine. Hope you like it, and please check out my other songs on my YouTube channel. Just search at Only Ben Music.
They say you could have on any occasion. When you turn to look back, I need no
really dig that hook. I was going to say this might be the last song. No, we'll sneak one more in, but Say You'll Be Mine, that's going to be in my head unless the next song has a really good hook in there as well. So thank you for that, Ben. Thank you for the introduction to it. It's a good way to present your song there, to have you presenting it at the start there. Liked the funky vibe. I liked the movement from the verse into the chorus. Sounded really, really cool. Vocals were a little low in some places, I think. You could probably add a little compression to those vocals just to make them pop through and cut through the mix a little more. But again, as we say, Pete always mixes his vocals way too loud. So yeah, take that with a grain shaker or large quantity of salt. But yeah, really like that. Really dig the tune. Like the way it was put together. Hopefully your creative well fills up again, and you can start creating some more cool music just like that one. Hello to Dan Marino, who we've seen here. I was just looking because I was going through the tracks from last time, and I think I played one of yours, or I had you in my inbox anyway. I have to clean out my YML inbox. So it's a very Chris Rea vibe. Yep. Tom Rochelle is a cross between a disco song and an 80s rock song. Very cool. Yeah. Excellent. Gary Hubb says there's a sneaky distorted guitar in there. I can smell it. Chinton CG, nice harmonies. Yep. Tim Osborne agrees with a touch of Chris Ree or Chris Rea. How do we say that? Vincent Bow is here. Hello. Good evening to everyone. Just came in. Good songs. Vincent, you're going to want to watch the replay. I don't say that just so that you can watch my videos. In fact, as we've mentioned a bunch of times, I don't get any benefit from these videos from an advertising point of view. So, yeah, but there was been some great songs here today. Absolutely. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that one. Really, really cool. Cody Bradley, Ben has a beautiful singing voice. That indeed he does. So thank you for sharing it. I know, we're nearly at an end. If you've been here for the whole 2 hours, you're awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your contributions. As I say every week, it is one thing for me to listen to songs. People send me emails a lot, and that's good. I'm absolutely chuffed and humbled and thrilled that people value my opinion. And they say, Pete, I've just got this song. Can you listen to it and give me some feedback? I can't always do it. Sometimes I try to listen to a minute or two. But what I'll invariably do is a couple of things. I'll let them know about this show so that they can share it, because the beautiful part about this is not just me, but the rest of the community get to listen to your music, so you get a little bit of exposure. But more importantly, 10 times more importantly, is you get a bit of feedback. And you get feedback from not just me and one set of ears, you get a feedback from, the 30, 40 folks we have here live, and then potentially a few hundred folks who are going to listen to it on the replay and can provide you feedback. So they're the reasons we do this show. And the reason that we have the Create, Record, Release Facebook group is for that exact reason. So there's 400-ish folks over there on Create, Record, Release. Go to createrecordrelease.com. And if you want to join that community, it is a great way to learn, because we are all learning. We're lifelong learners in this caper that we call music. And as Jade, who is doing a fine job here moderating as always, has popped a link down. If you want next level support, you can support me on Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/PeteJohns, and that is where you can become a patron. And then you've got more direct access to me. So yeah, it's definitely, it's just a numbers thing. And I apologize. I would love to help. My goal here is to help as many people as possible. But the best way to help a large number of people is for you to go and join up the Create, Record, Release group. Means that it's not just me. I've only got 8 hours of work time in a day, and then I go and hang out with my family. So unless you want me to do another 8 hours and neglect my family, yeah, utilize the great community that we have here, Create, Record, Release. You will not be disappointed. Right, it is time to close us out. And I haven't seen Gertrude here in the chat today, but she has been a great supporter of the channel. She shared a tune in, I think, the very first Your Music Live. Or first or second, and she's back here with another tune that she sent me just recently. It said, "Hi Pete, I recently published my second music video on YouTube, a ballad this time. Angels are crying, and it's about losing someone too soon." So sorry, yeah, we are gonna end you with something a little bit feeling in the cockles here. The music is all made with virtual instruments in GarageBand, and the video is filmed with my phone, a tripod, an Osmo gimbal, and a MacBook for editing. The learning curve in music and video making is steep, but a lot of fun. And as you keep saying, use whatever equipment you've got and just start creating. Well, I do as I'm told, and here it is. I just love that. I love that email so much that I wanted to make sure I read it in full. We'll bring this one up here and take a listen to this one in just a moment. We'll come back and say our farewells at the end of this one, but I wanted to play this tune first. This is Angels Are Crying, an original tune by Gertrude C. Music, and we're going to give it a spin here on Your Music Live.
Footsteps in my memory that could never be washed away. Rivers running down my cheeks, songs that never fade. The summer sun that would warm my legs can no longer heal my frozen tears. Laugh without you, I cannot imagine. It's my one and only fear. The angels are crying over you. You did not suppose to leave so soon. The wind will carry you away and leave me so helpless. Angels are crying over you.
The wonderful Gertrude C. with Angels Are Crying, original tune here on Your Music Live. Gertrude is a testament to the fact that, yeah, you can just push GarageBand to the limit. Like, clearly Gertrude has a wonderful voice. Love the images and the scenery that she includes in her videos. You got to watch the whole video. I want to go, I think you're in Norway, Gertrude. You got to go and hang out there. I want to go and hang out there. It looks like a beautiful place. Lots of wonderful scenery there in your videos. Well-produced video. And the music itself is really well produced. And again, like we have the ability to do this. So Gertrude's sitting there, she can program in her drums, her guitars, her bass sounds, and then sing along to that. This is just something that people couldn't do in the past. Like you just didn't have the ability. You'd have to either get a backing band to play along, you'd have to purchase backing tracks instrumental tracks to sing to. We live in the future, people. You can create your own demos, your own original songs by doing exactly that. So Gertrude, you are going from strength to strength, and you are, I'm sure, an inspiration to many other folks who just go, you can do that, can you? You can create a cool looking video, and you can record cool songs, and all you need to do is just, put your mind to it and be resilient, create, record, release, and you get it done. So well done. Kudos to you. Couldn't think of a better way to finish off the show here today. Barry Tompkinson, bit of a tearjerker there. Absolutely. Cody Bradley, love the autoplay in the GarageBand. I can never figure out how to sing to them to save my life. And a beautiful song. Yes. Tom Rochelle, this would make Patsy Cline proud. Very sorry for your loss, Gertrude, if you're here. Gary Hubb says, oh man, that steel guitar, great voice too, of course. Battalion, lovely voice, well produced. Tim Osborne, country feel and beautiful voice, well done. Jay Star says, I own the same hat. There you go. Very, very cool. Carlos Dergal says, what a lovely voice. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, we've gone the whole way. Desolate Morning says, good job, Gertrude. We've gone across the entire spectrum of music here today. We've had hip hop, we've had rap, we've had heavy songs, we've had clean songs, we've had country music, we've had instrumentals, and that is the best thing about this, and why I will continue to do these shows. I know I did them for 6 weeks in a row. And then last week I just did an Ask Me Anything show instead, because I was like, I had a big week and I was quite tired. And then the amount of people that reached out and said, where's Your Music Live? It doesn't feel like the weekend without Your Music Live. I'm like, wow, we've created a new trend. Sounds like this is a show that I need to continue doing. And I love doing it. I enjoy it. I get to listen to all of the music that I don't have time for during the week. So in 2 hours time, we have crushed through. How many have we got? 17 different songs that we've listened to today in 2 hours, including a bunch of chit chat and a bunch of commentary and other things as well. So I've had an absolute blast. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to all of those who have contributed your music to the show. I do appreciate you as well. Once again, if you do want to follow me to find out more, head over to studiolivetoday.com. And in particular, one way you can support me, if you don't want to, not if you don't want to, but if you aren't able to support me through Patreon or through a donation through PayPal or through Super Chat, but you are in the market for buying gear, because we're all buying bits and pieces of gear from various places. I have affiliations with eBay, with Amazon, with Thomann in the UK, and with Sweetwater in the US, as well as things like Masterclass that we talked about before. So if you go to studiolivetoday.com/gear, whatever you're buying, if you want to support the channel, you can actually make your purchases through the links over there. And that means they break off, you pay the same amount, they break off a little chunk and they send it my way. So that's a good way that you can get yourself some good gear and feel warm and fuzzy down in the cockles because you're supporting me and Studio Live Today. So thank you everyone for being here today. Heaps more coming up on the weekend. We've got home studio Q&A around about this time tomorrow. You can tune in live for that one. The happy hour is going to be a little different this week. I'm going to be doing a live demo recording of my new song. So we're going to spend an hour recording some guitars, some vocals, programming some drums, recording some bass. That should be a lot of fun. We're going to see how much of a demo I can record in 1 hour whilst drinking beer. Could be a lot of fun. Join me for that one again tomorrow. And then, of course, we have GarageBand Weekly, which will be happening on Monday morning, my time, Sunday afternoon or evening for many of you. That is going to do it for me here. Thank you for being here, everyone. Have a great weekend of creating. Stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you soon.